Welcome back to another Friday live stream in Euro Truck Simulator 2. We are going to kick off or launch the 2026 All Europe Challenge. We're going to talk about that, and then I'm going to run the first leg in this live stream. But first, I want to recognize all the folks here who were here early and on time, starting with Matthew Wolter, Wim55, who has something to say about my Iveco, and I completely get it. But as Pilot says a little further down, I wouldn't be driving if it wasn't for the fact that it's the truck of the week. Vigner is here. Ken Beard is here. Dirk is here. And of course, Pilot is here. Lowrider is here. Banff and Jaffo are here watching from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting the grandkids. Awesome. Mikey Doucette is here. Trucker John is here. Nightbot is here, so watch your P's and Q's. Turn off that caps lock key. And don't spit out too many emojis or Nightbot will get you. Lobo1G is here. Let's see. Nightbot Bigner. Well, there's a name who I can't pronounce. It looks to be in Russian or something. Welcome to the stream at any rate, whatever your name is. Devin K is here. Welcome to the stream, Devin. What is that? I don't recognize what that is. Let's see. Working my way through all the Nightbot and Mikey Doucette posts. Make sure I try to not miss anyone. Ken Lansdowne is here. That's Kay Busman. Thanks for clarifying that because I had no idea. Welcome to the stream. It's not Russian. Then it's Greek. It is some type of, yeah, I definitely, unless the letters are based on Latin, I don't know what they are. Let's see. Drive is here. Vigner says his truck is in the garage in Frankfurt with full tanks and full clock. He's going to start the challenge tomorrow. That's going to boost our August numbers. So, yeah, today we roll over to August in about 3 hours. 3 hours time, we will roll over to August. So everything done, all 3 hours from now, any loads that are run in or completed will count for August. I hope that mine will count for July, only because I don't want to be streaming for 3 hours. Let's see. John is here. John 67. Let's see. Nicholas is here. Oh, holy Iveco. Yeah. All right. Tube Music NL. Oh, that's Crash Override. Okay. I really hate that YouTube is just putting up people's handles instead of the name that they choose to show publicly. Wim says, way to go, Vigner. Wait for the starting shot, though. Well, the starting shot is happened. It is time to go. I have made the channel in the Discord live. The website page on our community website is live. So you can go and read the rules. There should be a link in the description below for the rules. And yeah, there it is. That will open up to the rules page. You can also go to the home page for the community website, and on the home page you will see the first entry under news or announcements or whatever will be the a link to the post. Alvin James is here. Let's see. Wheelchair Gamer is here. Wow, we got a packed room today. Awesome. So let me just touch base on some of the rules because I know some of you. Hopefully, there's Arrow. I know Errol has only got about an hour or less, so we'll just touch on the rules. So, several of you have been through this before over the last 3 years, where we've done the All Europe Challenge and the All States Challenge in American Truck Simulator. So basically, we're going to run to 34 countries. We are skipping Russia because some people are not okay with going to Russia, even though it is just a game. So we're leaving Russia out of the mix. Other than that, we got 34 countries in our list. We are starting in Frankfurt, Germany. And that's where I'm located at the moment, is in Frankfurt, Germany, because that's where our headquarters is. So we are going to go to each country, each of the 34 countries in alphabetical order. And both in the channel in the Discord and on the rules page for this, the article on the website, it lists the exact sequence. So first one is to Greece, then from Greece to Hungary, Hungary to Italy, and so on alphabetically. When you get to the end of the alphabet, United Kingdom, then you jump to Albania. So that's how we're going. And then until you get to France, and then from France to Frankfurt or to Germany. If you can't find a load directly to Frankfurt, you do have the option to find a load into Germany and then take a final load to Frankfurt. Shouldn't be a problem finding a load to Frankfurt, however. Taz is here. We can start now. And Brenton Doherty is here. Waiting for South Dakota too? Nope, I'm not waiting for anything. I am rolling. I'm excited for South Dakota, though. So here's the general rules. You can use any truck, trailer, or trailer that you own. I guess you'd have to use your truck and a trailer that you own. You can use a shipper provided trailer, or you can do a quick job if you can find one, and use their truck and trailer to go to that next place, whatever suits your fancy. Roll out, roll. Did you mean it? Let's see, U is next to the I. So, oh, geez. I can hear it again. William has just bought me 5 coffees. I guess I need that extra jolt of caffeine. And don't forget, you can get a coffee mug like this one in the merch store. Link in the description below. And also, Nightbot will throw up a link every once in a while. And of course, if I or certain other people, let's see if that works. There it is. There's a link to the merch store. So, follow your GPS routing, which should be set to best or shortest. Not should be. It needs to be one of those two things. Reasonable rerouting due to fueling, repairing, or detours is expected, but don't pad your kilometers. Driving, as an example, driving from the United Kingdom to Turkey by way of Spain is not reasonable rerouting. So don't pad your kilometers. I can tell. Adam Buser is here. Once you deliver to a country, you can move around that country however you want to find a load to the next country in the list. You can quick travel to another city within that country or take short in-country loads to work your way to the load you need. Because, 9 times out of 10, once you make a delivery... Lefston, subscribe to the adventure. Welcome to the adventure. I thought you were already part of the adventure. Seeing as how you're in the VTC and all. Oversight, I guess. So sometimes you get a load, like I'm going to take this load to Greece. The next country in the list is Hungary. If I can't find one, I'm going to Athens. If I can't find one out of Athens, I got to look around. So, So even though you can move around, only the kilometers associated with the load to the next country in the sequence will be recorded. The list of countries must be completed in the order shown above. However, if you want to take a break and do other stuff outside of this challenge, that's okay. Don't report those jobs for the challenge. Also, if there's a problem, like if you get race miles, make sure you're not getting race miles because they don't count. So if you do your first leg from Frankfurt to, Frankfurt to Greece, and you get race miles, if you go from Greece to Hungary, that Greece to Hungary load won't count because you got race miles on the first one. So you have to go back and repeat both of them. So be very, very, very careful. Kilometers and mass will be recorded from each driver's trucks book or truckie logbook, whichever is less. Hardcore points, if any, will be recorded from your truckie logbook for those who are on truckie and doing hardcore. You may not use the dispatch feature in Trucksbook, Truckie, or any form of save file manipulation to create your own jobs. You must use game-generated or World of Trucks load. So, no cheating, because that would be considered cheating. There are 5 ways to win or get into, well, the winners get invited to participate in a winner's convoy, which will be a live stream, or if we can't coordinate everybody in, we'll do it as a recorded one, depending on schedules. Wheelchair asks, can people do this with no mods like vanilla? Of course, with DLCs, just asking for those types of. So you don't, whether you do mods or not is up to you, however you drive, but you must have all of the map DLCs. Because you can't get to all these countries if you don't have all the map DLCs. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about mods in a minute to get through this. So here are the categories. Most kilometers. Whoever drives the most or logs the most real kilometers will win this category. Average Joe or Jane or Sue. The driver whose total real kilometers lands closest to the average of everyone who completes the challenge. Fewest kilometers. We call it, just to be nice, we say the driver with the most efficient route planning. I mean, you could call it that, but it's whoever does this with the least amount of kilometers. That's the bottom line. The most ton kilometers hauled. So this is the mass of your load multiplied times the distance you drove in kilometers. And the most hardcore points. In the event of a tie in any category, both drivers will be recognized, or both or all drivers will be recognized as co-winners, and both will be invited to the winner's convoy. That's a new rule for this year. We really haven't had a problem with ties. This was just in case. I actually used AI to review my rules from last year, and it added that, and I'm like, well, that's a good idea. Vigner says, and remind everyone that don't know over 100 kilometers per hour is race miles. Thank you, Vigner. That is correct. Don't get race miles. So all members of Boomer's Trucknado Transport Virtual Trucking Company are eligible for this challenge. Although anyone can do this, which is one reason why it's posted on our community website. So that if somebody wants to do this on their own with their own community, they can, if they want to follow the same rules, or they can do something different. But they won't be able to log their stuff for our VTC. Only Boomer's Trucknado Transport VTC members have access to post in the channel that we use to record this. 1 second. Yep. Can you still hear me? I don't know where that came from. Lost my place. You must own Euro Truck Simulator 2 and all of the current your ETS2 map DLCs to participate. No new map DLCs are expected for Euro Truck. And in other words, they're not expected to release for part of this. In the event that Iceland should be released before we expect it, we might make an adjustment for that. So if one does drop before the end date, an adjustment to the challenge may be made. It depends. If Iceland gets released the last week of November, maybe we'll have time to do that one. Just throw it in. But if it releases on the last day, no. But since the challenge is scheduled to end on a Sunday, be Sunday afternoon for me, be Sunday night for folks in Europe. Yeah, anywho. So you're welcome to use ProMods Europe map if you like more load options. I'm using ProMods and I'm going to show you some stuff. But if you do use ProMods, you should avoid World of Trucks loads since they can lead to conflicts and lost loads, as a few people have learned the hard way. Specifically, some of the ferries that you might take in ProMod that are introduced by or added by ProMods will not work if you're, well, they'll work, but you'll lose your load because it'll desynchronize. If you try to take a ProMods added ferry with a World of Trucks load, and some depots are repositioned in ProMods. So if you try to deliver to a depot that ProMods has changed in some way, it won't work. You'll lose the load, and you'll get sad. So don't do it. If you're running ProMods Europe, don't do World of Trucks loads. We had the first year that he participated, Pugwash took a load from Turkey to the United Kingdom. He drove all the way from somewhere in Turkey all the way to, he took a ferry across to the UK, and that's where the load crashed on him because it was a World of Trucks load. It was a sad day. So if you're interested in becoming a member of BTT VTC, there are links in the description below. There's also a link if you go to the website. You should click on the link in the article. So as far as documenting your runs, report each completed leg of the challenge. Make sure you don't have race miles in the Discord channel created for this event. Be sure to tag me, one of the few times you can tag me, in that report so your run gets properly documented. Please keep that channel focused on challenge reports only. For everything else, post in the VTC chat channel or another relevant channel. So when you post these runs, all you need to put, and I meant to put an example in here and I forgot. All you need to put in there is tag me, put down, you can add the leg number if you like. A lot of people do that. It's optional. But put down the city and country where you picked up from, and then the city and country where you delivered to. And you can use the abbreviations for the countries, and they're posted on as part of the article. So, Germany would be DE, United Kingdom would be UK, etc., etc. So you can use the abbreviations for the country, and then put down the kilometers. You can add the mass if you want. You can add the hardcore stuff if you want. Just don't copy stuff out of your job reports off of the job reports channel and paste it in there and make a big long post. I just need one single line of information. Otherwise, the channel gets super cluttered. Let's see. Adam says he's in Utah now. I don't think that Iceland will be released before November 1st. I don't either. What about viewpoints? Are we allowed to do a short detour to visit them? Yeah, I mean, you're only talking usually 100 meters, a few hundred meters. Yeah, that's fine. you can drive like you like to drive. Just don't go gallivanting around the country on a sightseeing tour when you're trying to do this challenge. Byron Donnie, as Pilot said right after you posted that, this is not a convoy. And I don't just take randos out of streams and put them in my convoys. I learned my lesson a long time ago. Never do that. However, if you're interested in convoying with us as a community, there are links in the description below to join our Discord community, and you can convoy with us in the community there, and potentially even work your way into a live stream convoy with me. Thanks, guys. Vigner and Pilot. Mikey Doucette, thank you. Yes, follow the links. Thank you, Taz. Join the Discord. So, ready to roll out? Fuel up, set your GPS, and start racking up those kilometers. See you in Frankfurt, and then again in Frankfurt, 34 countries later. The 2026 All Europe Challenge launch is underway. Let's roll. Okay. So I am all fueled up, rested as much as I can be, and got my load, doing a container, as you can see. I have 10 hours on my clock. I got a full tank of fuel. I don't have a horn. I missed that. I might have to go back, find me a shop, and change this thing just to make Wim happy, because he's probably right. I need to make that job visible, or wait until end of stream channel. It should be visible now. I mean, I know you can see it, but well, there's the answer. Vigner checked. It's visible. Yeah, I did it just a few minutes before the stream started, or just before the stream started. Just trying to keep on top of stuff. And I remembered. That's the important thing. I remembered. Okay. And as far as the post goes, well, I scheduled that in advance earlier in the week. Same thing with the there's a community post associated with this. So by all means, when you get a chance, go to or look for the community post that I put up for this, and be sure to give that a like. That helps spread the word. Thanks, Pilot. Okay. So, where are we, where we're going? Well, of course, we're in Frankfurt, because that's where we're starting. I do have ProMods installed, and not just ProMods Europe. I have all of ProMods, and ProMods Middle East, Great Step. I have ProMods Maghreb installed. I got it all. So, we have a distance of 2,368 kilometers to drive to get to where we're going. And I did forget to drop a pin for the first stop of the day. This is 7.5 hours out. That's 10 hours. That's not going to work. Too far. I don't want to try and cut across traffic to get to that sleep trigger. Oh, here's one. Can I get to this? Yikes. That's a convoluted route. No sleep trigger there. All right, well, we'll just have to settle for this one then. 7.5 hours out. All right, let's roll. You know what? Didn't have my display going for some reason. Well, I can tell you, I don't drive this truck very much. I've only logged a little over 1,000 kilometers on it. And I've had it for a while. Probably haven't driven it again since the last time, well, since I bought it. Took it out for a spin. By the way, I forgot to mention what I'm hauling. Apples. And we're headed for Athens. I could be doing shout outs right now. Isabella Hagloff, Bedrock, Bill Welburn, Lurch, Nicholas XXXN, thanks for the coffees, Wim. Susan Arthur, Captain Minnesota, Omega Trucking, Trucker Kitty, Norwegian Trucker Nicholas, Big Al 2424, Tasmified, Lobo 1G, Phantom 6767, Wim 55, I don't have a Zeemods engine installed on this truck. There isn't one that's set up for it, and I didn't take the time to edit my open dev file for any of the engines. So that location that I picked up from, and all of this right here, this is all part of ProMods. In case you're wondering, because you don't recognize it, and we're near Frankfurt. I guess I could slow down before I get a ticket. Bam! Just bought a coffee. Thank you, Bam. And Jappo. I love coffee. I need coffee. Just had to refill my my little coffee tub this morning. The coffee that I just bought at the store. Because of the last batch of coffees you guys got me. I go to my local, or at least my favorite local supermarket, and they got the big bulk containers full of beans. Dump them in the bag, and then I take the bag to the grinder and grind them right there in the store, and it makes that sound. That's where I recorded that sound from. That grinding sound. I literally recorded that at the store. Stobbs is here. Hey Stobbs, I saw you were doing a little convoying earlier today. That was nice to see. No, Wagner, tickets don't do anything, are not associated with race miles. Unless you were speeding over 100 kilometers an hour and got race miles and a ticket. You can get 50 tickets and not get race miles. However, if you're doing hardcore and you get a bunch of tickets, you're going to lose a bunch of stars. And you get a bunch of, I think with every ticket you get is minus 5 points or something. Do I not have a coffee machine at home? I do have a grinder that is my backup in case grinder at the store doesn't work, but because I use a French press, I need the coffee grounds to be a little bit coarse, which is why, and I can set the grind that I want at the store. But if I have to bring home whole beans and grind them at home, I inevitably wind up grinding them too fine, and then I get silty coffee. Because the coffee grinder I have at home is just one of them small little things, and you put the beans in and you grind for however long you think it needs to be ground, and I always get it wrong. Actually, it's just not consistent. Yep, what Taz said. Filthy coffee. No, silty. Silty. I mean, it still gets that way. When I get done after the last cup of the day and I'm drinking the last of it, there's mud in the bottom of my cup. And that's from using the correct grind at the store. Dirk, I used to have a different coffee maker where you'd put the whole beans in and it would grind them. But you also needed to have, well, it came with a filter basket. You didn't need to put in a paper filter. It just used a fine mesh screen. And it would grind the beans and dump the ground coffee into the mesh thingy, and then it would put the hot water over it and make really good coffee. But I've been using a French press for a lot of years. That's what I use in the truck occasionally to make coffee. And I really like it. And I only do it once a day, so it cuts down on my caffeine intake, which is I had to do a long time ago. Basically, I'm making about 1 liter of coffee. I think it's 1 liter. And I'm surprised that this isn't a reefer load, these apples. You know, when I've transported things like this in real life, I did it with a reefer trailer. Keep those apples fresh and crisp. Yeah, hot water. People often ask me, what do you put in your coffee? And that's my answer, hot water. Very hot, boiling water. You're right about that, Taz. Every once in a while, well, see, they have 2 grinders. Or they did. They have 2 grinders. One of them's out of service. There's one on the regular coffee bean area and another one on the flavored coffee bean area. And just like this week, other times in the past, I've had to use the one that people normally use to grind the flavored beans, and I get that flavor in mine. And I don't mind it, it's not bad. Yeah, I'd rather have my own grinder at home. That way I don't have to worry about it. Actually, the reason why I'm getting the muddy silt is because I'm not grinding it as coarse as I ought to at the store. I probably should set it to a slightly more coarse. Like within the coarse setting, I'm like on the edge of the next setting up. I should probably go all the way coarse. Get less muddy silt in the bottom of my cup. Truck guy, I've never driven a commercial motor vehicle into Canada. I've been to Canada, but not as a truck driver. Well, that's great, Nick. Don't forget, this is one of those videos. By the way, Nick, I was going to mention, I noticed you've got your hardcore settings, some of them turned off. Do you plan on fixing that so you can add to our hardcore totals? We're actually in 2nd place for the month. An American truck. Sorry, not Euro truck, American truck. All right, Bam. Thanks for dropping by, and thanks for the coffee. Fun with the kids. Do you also use a portable or electric grill? I have one, but I rarely ever use it. Every once in a while, I have a George Foreman grill, electric grill. Every once in a while, I'll get it out, dust it off, and cook a steak on it. But most of the time, I cook everything in my air fryer. The day has ended, the start of a new day soon for me. Oops. Kirk is that like Detroit, Ontario, or Detroit to Windsor? Is that where that bridge is? I only knew of one. The door was GPS profile I'm using at the moment. For ATS, I don't like to have hardcore mode. I'll be having hardcore mode on for the ETS2 challenge. Good. See if we can get in the top 3 in hardcore for Euro Truck this month, for this coming month. That would be nice. Well, Adam, I don't need any of that. I have electricity here. Okay, Detroit. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure. So we have 61 game hours to get this load in. 29 hours of driving time to do it, so we got a couple of breaks. We're gonna get in. It's a neat bridge. Sorry for that, my hand hit the mouse. Okay, Nick. Pivot cam mod? Nope. I don't think so. I don't know what that is. Where are you going, Mikey? Whoa, El Salvador production. Greetings. Long way to go to Greece. It's worth it, especially if you can cross the border and enter it at sunrise. One of my favorite DLCs. It is pretty awesome. Why am I going so fast? Then my cruise control on. Well, welcome to the stream, A Salvador production. If you DP the roof cam, you can turn left or right. Oh no, this is a different mod. Kirk, or John, excuse me. This is a camera mod. That's the name of it. It's in the description below. I don't have a horn. That's my horn. Nope. I'm using the Track IR 5. Got the reflectors up here on my hat. Abington or Darth Brav, welcome to the stream. The other nice thing about the camera mod is I can zoom way out. Way out. Or way in. It's a nice mod. Which it doesn't help with my staying inside the lanes, though. Need a mod for that. It also affects camera mode. When you go into camera mode, you can go way out. But you get a really bird's eye view of everything. Kind of a nice effect. Looks like we're coming up on the Alps. Nick, I don't know what you're talking about. Ooh, let's go back inside. You are hardly useless at a VTC. You do lots of miles and kilometers. I'm only questioning the fact that I noticed that you weren't doing hardcore in ATS lately. Rain? I hear rain. It is rain. I don't think I have my wipers on. Oh, I did. Nick, you gotta stop putting yourself down like that. You're fine. Well, Darth, maybe you could get your 5-star. But getting a 5-star is a neat accomplishment, but it's not the end-all be-all. Hardcore points are what we're really after. But getting at least one 5-star run is a personal accomplishment worth it pursuing. I've got 2 or 3, I think. Over the last 2 years. Ooh. Uh-oh. Ooh, game just crashed. Hope it didn't. That was something else. Still streaming, right? I see myself. Oh, that was weird. My computer just just kind of froze up there briefly. Then I got a black screen, and I drove past my sleep trigger because I wasn't paying attention. We got 2 hours or so left on the clock. Let's see how much time we have left. Less than 2 hours. So I gotta find somewhere to stop. I could try to do this, but could get ugly. Can I make this? Barely. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah. Yeah, Red. Was so busy doing other things, I completely missed my stop. I mean, there is a sleep trigger here, but it's got a convoluted route to get to it. And I have just enough time to get to the next one. If there's no delays, what could possibly go wrong, right? So so Darth, yes, it's more about the points, you know, getting all the points, but it's worth pursuing a 5-star just so you can achieve that for yourself. But as John points out, he's never had a 5-star and is still alive. So there's that. And as Lowrider points out, it's tougher to get a 5-star in Euro Truck than it is in ATS. And one of the reasons for that, ooh, slow down, is that going through toll booths and border crossings, like you inevitably hit or get tagged with damage as if you did hit something. Whoa, like that. That guy literally just came over into my lane and hit me. There goes my 5-star. 4.9 is pretty darn good. Wait till you see the new design. We haven't rolled it out into Euro truck yet, except for the trailers. Some trailers. Yeah, last weekend I shared screenshots of the of our updated truck skins for Euro Truck. They haven't rolled out yet. We're only going to get better. They're like get gooder. Did share one because it had the new Holland style light box up on the top. Oh yeah, that's it. All right, here's our exit. You know what? I don't need fuel. But I do want to go into the shop, and there's a sleep trigger over at the shop. So we'll do that. So, first of all, any repairs? No. That's it. William, are you still here? Which one should I pick? Your Dutch Steel. That's what I got. So I'll go through some more of these. Matt Van S, Trucker King 2010. Dude, that's sick. I love that paint job. It is good. The other one's better. Carlin, David Long, aka Shorty, Wolf Tank 71, Italian. There is no Italian tin. There. How about that one? There's no Italian tin to choose from. What if I go with this one? Maybe I'll just have to stick with this for now until. Oh. So the new design, the bottom part is all black. And then the top part will be whatever color you want. Okay, we'll go with that. We have Dutch coffee places around here. I mean, they're not really Dutch, probably, but. And do that. Oh, I gotta redo the lights. Turn everything on. Let's see, that's going to put us 2 a.m. Not go too far. Forgot my horn. That's right, I wanted a horn. I don't think I have a place to mount a horn on a roof. Default. Um, yeah, I wish there was one on a side. The only way to do a horn up here, I think. No, not even that. Well, I could do. One of these. Gonna look a little lopsided with only with one light missing. I know. Let's put that back. Do that up here. Okay. Now it doesn't look lopsided. And we'll also not really the one I want to use. Down fixes. Truck horns are located by the engine or on the roof. No, not on this truck, Adam. There is no place to mount an exterior horn. Have to use mods. There's Calm. I got 2 horns going right now. What is that? Was it Control Shift 10? I don't remember. Oh well, this will work. Let me plan my next stop. 9 hours. That's 6 hours. 8 hours. Half hours. There we go. Now, if I don't miss it, that's where we're stopping. Let's see. Adam says, oh, I already addressed that. Yeah, Adam, not on this truck. Says, hi, this is going to be my first All Europe challenge. Really liking the concept. Sounds fun. Yeah, it can be fun. We'll just go and cover some gray roads here. That ambulance just go by here. So if we wait long enough, we'll see that ambulance come around again. I'm not going to, but I bet he comes around that corner down yonder. So we are about to leave Austria. And what are we going to enter up here? Is that the Czech Republic? Or something else? Slovenia. So next year, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but next year we plan on running these both challenges a little differently. It'll be even more challenging. Hey, Bogdan. I don't know what you wrote because I missed it, but I see you wrote something. Andrew Black is here. Haven't seen you in a minute, Andrew, that I remember anyway. Whoopsie. Okay, why are we getting off up here? Oh, we're transitioning to, this is Maribor. We're transitioning to a different motorway. From the A1 to the A2. Of course it ends. Don't believe the GPS. I guess I could have gone out. No, I couldn't. Okay. Croatia. Yeah, never trust a GPS. Or maybe you trust but verify. Whoops, did I hit a sign back there? Or did I just get tire wear? Folks, speed limit 60, not 25 or 20. Great. That is a mess. Yeah, that's what I think, tire wear. Well, while we're slow rolling, trucking through video, Nick, David H74, RD04 Dave, Douglas Williams, JC Drives, Pancake Man, Ken Beard, Grumpy Gruntpaw Gaming, Trip Nerd, Ken Maselman, Osiris, Hunter Toller, John Whitesall, Muhammad Helmi, Jaffo729, Megatron Decepticon, Banff 2020, Dan Lynn, Elvin Savior Gaming, Mati, Rachel Emma, Anubis, Dark Falcon, Chicken Parmesan, that sounds good, Sting O, Tales from the Dark Side, and Official Deerfire, whatever that means. Dirk, remember you can look at the list on the website, link in the description below. And I'm not going to do that today. I'll probably do it tomorrow. So, Vigner, has anybody recorded any runs in that channel yet? I mean, shouldn't be, because like can't be much further ahead of me. I started at the beginning. I mean, I've had a couple of delays, of course. Okay, good. Just a reminder to everyone, Trucksbook and Truckee often report slightly different numbers. We're going to use whichever is less. And even on the job reports that come up in the job report channel, sometimes the number in your logbook is slightly different. Like sometimes it's a rounding error to off by 1 kilometer. But those are the numbers I use out of your logbook. How many routed trucks did you get, John? I'm looking at the cask. Ooh, slow down. Your race miles. Use the cruise control. So I'm looking at the Ruta Cascadia 125. For the new series, because it's the one that most closely matches the truck that I used for real. Just waiting to find out if we can edit the Cab Cats mod file so that I can have Kitty in the truck. I gotta have Kitty in the truck. So I was looking at that 389. Compared the runs with the in-game logbook. Ogden, it should be in the VTC, right? Because what are you looking for, Bogdan? 900, the 389X, and the Pete cab over plus the trailers. So Bogdan, if you're looking for the information, there's a link in the description below to the article on the community website. But the channel in the Discord is in the VTC area. But if you go to the article on the website, there's a link to it there. In that article. Oh, if you can't see that channel, you probably need to go up to the there's a way you can make sure you can see all channels in Discord. Sometimes they're hidden for some reason. I think if you right click on the our server's icon in Discord, you can tell it to see all channels. I hate the Discord made it necessary to do that. You should have to opt out of seeing certain channels, not have to tell it you want to see them. This is a channel that just went live today. What did I say this run was? It was over 2,400 kilometers, I think. I chose to put, when I look for this load, I chose a container trailer, because most loads that can be done in a curtain sider or reefer or dry van can also be done in a container. And I haven't done any container loads in a long time, so I thought I would do that. And I found a load to Athens right away. So far, we've covered almost 1,100 kilometers. And we still have almost 1,300 to go. Yeah, in the All Europe Challenge, some of the runs are very long. So this is a long one. It's not as long as Turkey to the United Kingdom or Portugal to Poland. Yeah, there are some that are over around 4,000 kilometers. Halfway through the delivery? Actually, I'm not. I have another 130 or 40 kilometers to go before I'm halfway. North Macedonia to Norway, yeah. And in Norway, if you go all the way to the north part of Norway, that's one of the farthest runs, like Honningsvåg. If you have ProMods Europe installed, you could go all the way to Svalbard. Now, a lot of that is ferry, which doesn't count. Hey, JJ. Just got back from the eye doctor, still blurry vision. What did I miss? You missed everything. Really? We have started or launched the All Europe Challenge. And I am doing the first leg. Frankfurt, Germany to Athens, Greece. And we're coming up on another border crossing. Yep, actually there's an article on the website, link in the description below. Yes, there's a whole channel devoted to it in the Discord. That channel, which has the rules in it, by the way, but that channel is just for reading the rules and for recording your legs. Runs. Yes. The one gold. Welcome to the stream. Corporate, you didn't offer a cheerful have a great day after a customer rejected a damaged pallet. Smile, process the return happily, and floor to the next stop. Alright, what are we coming up on? Serbia. Are you sharing that as a personal experience in the game or real life? Ugh. I worked as a truck driver for many years. I absolutely despise the corporate leadership people. Was that in the US or in Europe? Getting closer to Greece. Yes, I am. Now I do satire about corporate and random truck driver streams. Okay. Well, I was a real-life truck driver, but before that, I was actually a corporate guy. So I understand the mentality. It was corporate in a different industry, though, not trucking. Please refrain from using the word corporate. There's another corporate guy. Customer noted you didn't smile while waiting for 15 minutes for them to open their security gate. Smile at the camera, wait patiently, and roll out fast. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Wait a minute. Month end I get, but July? June should be the end of the quarter. Unless you're on a goofy fiscal year. That hard on your back driving so much. We sit in office chairs. Don't you do it. All day, and it's literally the same. So from now on, no more stretching breaks for you, delivery boy. Stop slouching. Oh, your fiscal year starts November 1. Okay. That makes more sense. Fiscal years aren't goofy. They make perfect sense. As long as you don't think about it, that is. See, I never understood the point of the fiscal years. I mean, even in the military, you know, the federal government fiscal year starts on what, October 1st or something like that? I don't remember anymore. Ooh. Well, I just thought of another good reason to not do a World of Trucks load. If I had tipped over there, I can do tow to road. But if I had a World of Trucks load, I would have lost it. Gonna be another close thing again. Ooh. Okay, that time I actually did do some damage to my, at least, tires. government fiscal in October is supposedly so you can get and figure out your budget by January 1. Never works out. Well, my understanding was, and based on what I experienced, the new budget kicked in on October 1st, which means you had to have your budget all sorted out. I mean, I didn't have to do that at that time, but I was peripherally aware of it, that the budgets had to be worked on like late summer, early fall. So all of our funding for the year kicked in on October 1st. Later on in life, I had to do actual budgets for my department, a budget for my department. And I don't remember if we ran on a calendar year or a fiscal year. Always hated doing them too. Was it a Swiftie? Could have been. Since I ran up on the curb, I guess we could call it a Swiftie. Ooh, I can pull forward, be at the front of the line. Let's see. What am I missing here? Stop playing with seat levers. Ratchet wear drops vehicle resale value while you waste paid time adjusting posture. What do you got? Two profiles or two accounts you're coming in here with? Yeah, I did hit the guardrail. Actually, I didn't hit the guardrail. I hit the curb really hard and fast. That's what I did. All right. Pretty sure that's all I did. Anywho, let's take a look at where we are. Oh, we've got 33 hours to get there. And we have 15 hours of driving plus a 9-hour break. So, ooh, I don't think we're gonna be there on time. Let's just stick with 9 hours. We're gonna do a lot of night driving. Pretty sure I did all the shout outs. I did. Okay. What do we got left? 15 hours of driving. So I do have to take another stop. That's almost 10 hours right there. Well, oh wait, we got 24 hours left to get there. Oh, 24 and 15 leaves 9. That's a break. Okay, so we may just get there. We're stopping at 9.5 hours. So I'm going to have to do 90 whenever the speed limit, or whatever the max speed limit is, the rest of the trip. I don't like doing 90. It seems crazy considering 90 is only like 55. Well, that's pretty close. And we gripe about going that slow in California. Wow, it's really been a long time since I drove this truck. I still got the ghost on the dashboard. It's been from about 1.5 years ago. Or 2.5 years ago. Yeah, Vigner, I do have almost 24 hours left on the job, but I've got 14 hours estimated driving time, and I still have to take another 9-hour break. Right, Taz, that's one of my concerns. You get going downhill, not paying attention, next thing you know, you're drifting close to 100. Now, I do have my cruise control on, and it will kick on the, what do you call it, retarder at 95. And I have an alert that goes off at 96, I think. And every time that alert goes off, I have a knee-jerk reaction where I slam on the brakes. I don't even look at how fast I'm going, I just hit the brakes. Yeah, Bogdan, I used to, as a real-life truck driver, I would drive on the Interstate 5 going north-south. in the Big Valley. I would get up to 62 and not have any issues with the police. There was always the risk that they might be having an enforcement day. Yeah, Vigner, I have mine set to 5 kilometers an hour. I'm comfortable with that. I mind speeding a little. Briefly, Susan is here. Morning, Susan. Governor doesn't engage the engine brake or transmission retarder, and I don't use the cruise control for better fuel economy. For me, staying away from the race miles while doing 90 is nerve-wracking. Yeah. No, the governor won't stop you from getting race miles. If you have a governor set, which you can at 90, all it will do is to keep you from intentionally accelerating past 90 on level or uphill. Oh, an alert. Bogdan, that's ATS. ATS is 3 miles an hour over, or 5 kilometers an hour over. Well, both of them have that setting, but if it's 3, then it's miles per hour. If it's speaking of nerve-wracking, if it's Euro truck and you set the kilometers, then it's 5 kilometers over. Same setting. If you look at the details. What? one setting is both, but it says plus 3 miles per hour or slash plus 5 kilometers an hour or 0. You can set it to 0 or that. Here, I'll pull it up as soon as this gate goes up. Go to options, gameplay. Pretty sure this is where it is. Here it is, tolerance. 5 kilometers an hour or 3 miles per hour. Oh, there's another one at 10. I didn't know that. Anywho, so it's either disabled, 0, or 5 kilometers an hour. Or 3 miles an hour. They added another setting, or I just never noticed it before. Yeah, well, there isn't a 3 kilometer per hour one. Just looked at that. Right? Did I miss it completely? No, there is no 3 kilometer option. It's either 0, 5, or 10 kilometers. From console. Oh, you didn't say that, did you? Well, I guess you could do it in console. Console. I didn't know that, by the way. That makes sense. Oh, I see that farther up. I missed it. I was still hung up on Pilot talking about competing in race miles. Yep, he got me all right. Ooh, there's a curb. I still rarely do anything in console mode, except fly around and teleport. I used to change the time with it, but I don't need to do that anymore since they changed the drive clock settings. Well, we're getting some daylight again. After 5:30 in the morning, sun's coming up. How are we doing here? We got almost 10 hours of driving. We got less than 20 hours remaining. Crazy. We didn't come into Greece yet, did we? I don't remember seeing. I thought we went through another border control. Trouble staying in my lane again. Yeah, feels like we're driving in France with all these tolls. Pilot, I didn't know that. I actually haven't kept up with that aspect of it. But I'm pretty sure we can do an entire 9-hour sleep break. We still have 9 hours of driving to get there. I think this must be the border crossing where we go into Greece. Yep. You can see the flag. Oh! Okay, he just turned into me. Come on, dude. Don't make me have to push you out the way. Jerk. Susan, the answer to both your questions is yes. The challenge has been launched. And the answer to your other question is yes, but it's also in the rules. I'm going to go this way. Link in the description below to go read the article on our community website. It's also in the Discord. The rules. And I am using Pro Mods at the moment. So check the rules. They're pretty much the same as last year. I think we changed the sequence from last year. Last year was the opposite of alphabetical order. So anti-alphabetical. This year it's alphabetical. So Frankfurt, Germany to Greece, Greece to Hungary, Hungary to Italy, etc. So I'm going to get dinged twice on hardcore because of AI cars that hit me. I was not going to get 5 stars anyway because the load's not heavy enough. So it might be heavy enough to get 2 stars, but it may only be 1. Well, I'm down to the bottom of my cup and it's starting to get a little chewy. Been sipping on that cup of coffee for the last 2 hours. Yep, 2 hours. And then some. And now that I'm at the bottom, it's a little chewy. It's definitely muddy. Ooh, traffic lights. I wasn't expecting that. Well, while we're stopped, I wonder if I should pick a different location. So we got an hour, 38 minutes until we hit that. I could stop sooner, like I could have turned off right there. I guess I'll just keep it there, an hour and 38 minutes until we get to that. We can do that. No problem. Really? Ooh, we got to be in the left lane anyway to turn left up here. Traffic lights. Ooh, I'm speeding. No, I haven't been to Greece in a while. would love to do this drive in real life. We are coming up on our... Now we got 15 minutes. Game time. 15 kilometers. Oh, I can see the pin. Need to get over it. That looked like an American pickup truck. Do they have those over here? I don't need to worry about fuel just yet. I'm just going to get parked and sleep. We've got about 5.5 hours to get there. If I sleep now, I can't make any. Oh, there it is. Yep. We've got a 29-minute window. Gonna be cutting it close. No dilly-dallying. We're gonna have to do whatever the speed limit is. In this case, it's 80. Maybe just a tad bit over. I hate it when I get behind an AI car that goes just a little under the speed limit. I just keep getting too close to them. So, we're going to see if we can get there on time in 15 minutes. Real time. I also better not miss a turn or take a turn I shouldn't. Forgot to look and see where we're going in Athens. Not that it matters. We're going to Athens. Let's see. Can't see it from here. Okay, too far away. But it's gonna be the wee hours of the morning when we get there. Well, I'd have to speed an awful lot, Vigner. I'm doing 81. That's a long way from race miles. Come on. I did hit 97, but right now the speed limit's 80. So if I do like 81, woo, that guy's coming up real fast. This guy's getting on my nerves. I only get nervous about getting close to race miles if I'm trying to do 90 and then drift over that when I'm not paying attention. Yeah, when I hit 97, my my alarm went off. You guys can't hear it, I don't believe. I heard it. What's that green sign over that other thing? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Oh, cars. Well, we have picked up a little bit of, open up the window a little bit. Oh, maybe not. Still about 30 minutes. And actually, I think the time I actually do the delivery or get done doing the delivery, I'll be out of time. Crickets. I got my own crickets. Jeez. Sure we're not in France? Oh. Me. I didn't slow down quickly enough. That's like 3, right? Fines. It will. That's what I was talking about. It'll cost me another star on the fines category. But I think it's only 5 points. Yeah, Sound Fixes does that. He adds the different country police car siren sounds. He's been doing that lately in an American truck as well, the different states. Recent updates included sounds for New Mexico, Nevada, and Nebraska state police vehicles. Whoa. That would have been my fault. It's a 2-hour warning, or hour and 53-minute warning. Yeah, just in time. I mean, we still got about a 30-minute window, right? Or is it 20 now? Oh, we're almost down to 1 hour. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 1 hour 34, 3:45. I'm doing all right. Wow, Matt, glad you're still here. Another toll booth coming up. Ooh, let's see our flag. Almost there. Wow, we must have gained some really good time. We still have 56 minutes to get there, and we've got 7 minutes of driving. Of course, we'll have some red lights to deal with. Possibly. Matt, nope, that was last weekend. Tend to do them every other week. So, keeping in that schedule, it'll be next weekend. However, there's a chance I won't be streaming next weekend. That's undecided yet. Flashing yellow. Depends on how the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday goes. Getting close to wrapping up this project, and I'm working on the last phase with another person, and if we get the last little bits done by at least by Wednesday. Then we'll be planning to wrap it up, and I have to do it. I need to allocate the entire weekend to do it. We have 50 minutes left. Really? I got trailer damage coming through that gate. I don't think I hit anything. "46 minutes remaining." That's it. 46 minutes remaining. Okay. 2,363 kilometers. Interesting. Let's take a look at the map and see where the nearest sleep trigger is. Oh, right here. Right across the parking lot. Let's see. We got Khalid BHI. Welcome to the stream. Game name? Is that your game name? Or was that a question I don't understand? Looks like Vigner may have answered it though. But the game name is in the title to the stream. 920 hardcore points and 3.4 stars. Thanks, Vigner. Let's just drive across the parking lot. I guess I could go over there too, to the left. All right, let's sleep. 11:22 will be when we wake up. So we made it on time with 46 minutes to spare, which is gonna work. Look here. So the next country to deliver to in the list is Hungary. So let's just take a quick look. I'm going to look at cargo market, see if I can keep this going to. I'm not going to take a load, but here's one right there. I might just book it. Drive it tomorrow. What do you think? 1,575 kilometers, and it is picking up down here. But what about this one? A little bit closer, but goes a little further. I may do that, since one of the goals is to get the most distance overall. So this is 17 tons. This one's 16 tons. I'm going to book this one. Where is it? Right there. The other one was down here somewhere, I think. Moby. Yep. I don't have to drive down there to go get it. But I'm not even going to drive down there just yet and go get it. I'm going to wrap up this stream because it's already been getting really close to 3 hours. And I'm hungry and tired and hungry. No particular order. I'm all that. Well, listen, if you haven't already done so, please leave a like before you head out. And join me here tomorrow where I'll do that next run to Hungary. And we'll deliver, what was it, Bryce? Wait. Oh, I haven't checked in for it yet. That's right. Makios. Rice. That's what it is, rice. So, thanks for joining me today on this ride for the very first run of the All Europe Challenge for 2026. So we've got 3 months to complete it all, but I know most people will be done, or a whole lot of people will be done in the first month. Some of us take a little longer because we have other things going on. We shall see. But again, thank you for riding along. Thank you for the coffees. I do appreciate it. And let me get into that and close that. And we will see you out on the road in Euro Truck. Don't forget to drop a like on your way out. Thank you, pilot.